Good early morning, hockey fans. Your favorite play-by-play announcer, Chris Picano, it's back for another day of exciting action here at the 2025 ISBHF World Junior Ball Hockey Championships hometown. Slovakia about to take on Canada, both teams undefeated. The winner of this game effectively controls their own destiny. As yesterday, Canada shut out the Czech Republic 2-0, and Slovakia took home the victory 3-1 over the United States. Both of those games, despite the score being a 2-goal differential, were not as close as the score would indicate if you were not able to watch those games. There was stellar goaltending on the part of the Czech Republic and the United States, and not to take anything away from the Canadian netminder or the Slovakian netminder, they were great as well. It's just that both Canada and Slovakia heavily outshot their opponents, and by my mental count, had a 3-to-1 ratio on quality scoring chances. So both of those games easily could have been 4 to 6 goal differential, if not for some incredible and outstanding goaltending on the part of the Czech and the US netminders. But again, don't want to take anything away from the Canadian netminder or the Slovakian netminder that played yesterday. They were outstanding as well, right? That's why they're here in World Championships. So I'm very interested to see how this one shakes out. Based on the way Slovakia played yesterday compared to how they played in Liberec, it appears that they have built, I would say, a smarter hockey team compared to the team that was there in Liberec. I don't know how many of these players are returning, but I expect this to be a very close game. Canada, I know, speaking to an English audience here, you know these girls well. They have a lot of talent. They're all veterans of the sport. As we are underway here. Ball misplayed by Slovakia, picked up by Canada now. Sent back behind the net. For Canada, I think the key to the game for them is to make sure that they control the pace of play. What they don't want to do is let Slovakia get going and start being able to get balls deep and controlling their work to the neutral zone. Canada needs to maintain sustained zone time as they do here. Good turnover, shot blocked. This is what Canada needs to do. Keep the ball in the Slovak zone. Long shot, missed the net. Net gets dislodged. Ball still loose, off the post. Referee blows it dead, so that ball was still live despite the net being dislodged because the Slovakian netminder was the one who dislodged her own net. And that was off the stick of Julia Butler. You can see there on the replay as Nela Lapusanova comes over to take care of Butler after she got that whack on the net. But just getting back to the keys to victory. If Canada can maintain the pace of play and keep the ball in the Slovakian zone to wear out the Slovakian defenders, I really feel like that's going to be their key to victory. Because they all know how to put the ball in the net, they all know how to play ball hockey, but being able to keep Slovakia out of your zone with the talent that Slovakia has built around Nela Lapusanova, number 88, the Slovakian phenom, I think Canada will have a great chance of victory. For Slovakia, they've got to get the ball to Lapusanova and let her do her thing, because I don't think on a talent perspective that they match up well in terms of individual talent with the Canadian roster. However, based on the way Lapusanova played yesterday, if Slovakia can just feed her the ball and let her do her thing, that would probably be their best chance for victory. As Canada takes it back now behind the net. Going to go ahead and apologize if you hear me clearing my throat quite a bit. Had called 4 games yesterday, got another 4 on tap today. Will do my best to keep the vocal cords in check. Today, as I mentioned yesterday, is going to be a very warm day as we have turnover here. Now Canada shot, bad save, rebound still loose. Shot blocked. Good work by Nev Padulo there. Let go a nice wrist shot. That one just whistles wide. Picked up by Slovakia. Intercepted by Canada. This is what they got to do. Keep the ball in the Slovak zone, work it around, and maintain sustained zone time. Set down low behind the Slovakia net. That was Padulo behind there. Caitlin Steves is the one working it along the boards now. Up to the point, good keep by Hyatt, rifles it back in. That's exactly what Canada wants to do here. Slovakia looking to stick handle out of the zone. Intercepted by Canada, potentially with numbers now. Ball bounced off of the foot of the Slovakian defender, number 18, Koparova. Canada now, centering attempt. Batted away. Canada, centering attempt, deflected towards the far boards. It's a good look at the net there on the part of number 66, Rachel Hardy. One of the better players yesterday's victory over the Czech Republic. Canada now still with the ball in the Slovak zone. Canada comes away with it, walking in, all-out shot, top shelf score. Outstanding hustle play by number 14, Brooklyn Kitchen, worked that ball loose off the near boards and waltzed in on the Slovakian netminder, number 31, Carmen Drafiova. That's what Canada needs to do. They had close to a minute of sustained pressure time, and you can see Kitchen with their head up, right up into the top shelf. So for Slovakia, they just got to clean up their play inside their own zone there. Cannot let Canada continue to dominate possession and tempo inside their own zone. And Slovakia has not had a shot on net yet. It was their first shot attempt off the stick of Mendelakova. Now Canada trying to get it in, then all-out Butler has it poke checked away at the last second. Went backhand onto her forehand. Nice move. Just unfortunate that had it poke checked away. Looked like she had the netminder beat. Back to Butler. Whacked away from her. There's Lapusanova, tries to flip it to herself. Lapusanova goes down, and we're gonna get a call on Canada. Oh, my apologies, hang on. Nope, no penalty, my mistake. Couldn't see the referee. There's a series of cameramen directly below me, but when she came into view, she whistled just for a high sticking, so face off in the neutral zone. And with full acknowledgement that I'm talking to a primarily Canadian audience here, I don't want to keep pumping the tires of Nela Lapusanova. Just want to make folks aware. She's a generational talent. She's as good as I've seen in female ball hockey. And she can absolutely take over a game. So for Canada, can't let her get going. Back to the play. Ball skirts all the way back into the Canadian zone. Chased by Mira Smith, chips it up in the neutral zone. Smith battling down low. Trips the Slovak player, no call. Slovakians wanted a call there. That was Podolakova that got tripped up. Canada working it through the neutral zone. Centering attempt is errant, so that's going to end up as a flooring call with 9:52 remaining here in the opening period. As a reminder, folks, you can check stats on stats.isbhf.com. You can also get live scoring in effect on a brand new ISBHF app, which you can get on the Google or Apple stores. In fact, I'm going to head over to stats.isbhf.com right now. Check the shots on net. As that ball rolls all the way deep into the Slovakian zone. Just Kitchen's goal was assisted by Gill and Rasmussen. So Taylor Cohen for Canada has not made a save yet. And Canada has 5 shots on net. Drafiova with 4 saves. Ball goes up to the netting. We're going to face off back down low. So Cohen gets the start again for Canada. I mean, she was obviously very solid yesterday, right? Pitched a shutout. Shot deflected off of a knee. Good job by Hyatt blocking that. Batted down. Now Hyatt has it, chips it up out of the zone. Going to try and use her legs to win the foot race, but number 18 for Slovakia, Laura Koparova, able to keep her from getting going. That's the flooring call in the face-off and come back down deep into the Slovakian zone. Ball chipped into the Slovakian zone as Canada goes for a line change here after the flooring call. Some fresh legs. I see Kitchen coming on. Oh, with Cassie over it forward as Slovakia breaks into the zone. Lapusanova, wrist shot, save Cohen. Good positional goaltending, didn't give Lapusanova anything really to look at. Drop pass. Just behind Gill, but Gill managed to turn around and whack that one into the far corner. Slovaks go back behind the net. Up to Lapusanova. Makes the move. Potential numbers here. She's got a trailer. She gets tripped up. Slovak fans in attendance screaming for a call, but that was good, clean hockey. Centering attempt misread. Now Slovakia with it shot. Waffle save by Cohen. Centering attempt over to Lapusanova. Shot all along. Blocked. Dangerous sequence there for Canada. But they were able to block that shot attempt. Just looking at the player's number coming off there. That was number 79, Sydney Rasmussen. Went down, blocked that shot from Lapusanova. Credit to her for sacrificing the body. A lot of players, as I said yesterday, going home with bruises and welts this week. Center attempt is Aaron over to the far boards. Slovaks chip it up, intercepted by Canada. Over to center floor on the Butler. What backed away? That's a bad rebound. Looked like Drafiova went to glove it and just misplayed it as that one trickles in on Cohen. She's just going to hold that for a whistle. Well, I'm sure if Drafiova spoke English and she was listening to this broadcast, she'd be like, yes, I know I misplayed that. Meant to trap it, but probably went off the inside of her glove, but came straight out to a streaky Canadian. And I can tell you, as a goaltender myself, you just hate doing that. The last thing you want to do is give up a bad rebound and put yourself in a position like that. So fortunate for her that Canada's not able to generate a scoring chance. We get back to the action here. Ball ends up being swallowed up by Cohen. Not sure what the defenseman was trying to do there, but shot it almost like a lob instead of a low hard wrist shot. Oh, might have just misfired on it. Slovakia wins it. Now a wrist shot back, whistles wide. Canada chipping it up out of the zone. Ryan with it. Shot, score right on the glove side. Canada goes up 2-0. What a shot by Haley Ryan. Picked her head up and just went low glove. Now for Slovakia, gonna go ahead and state the obvious here, right? Can't let Canada just keep generating quality scoring chances like that. That is not a path to victory, as you can see here on the replay. Ryan, the head up and just let go a blistering shot. As a goaltender myself, I'm sure Drafiova would say the same thing. Got to have that one, right? As good a shot as that was, you expect World Championship level goaltending, and I'm sure she'd like to have that one back. Not to take anything away from the shot. Slovakia now in an early hole here, 2-0. Canada has just looked like the better team thus far. Chipped out, but intercepted by Canada. Sent all the way back in behind Jarfiova. Canada now works it loose. Kai Hyatt with it. Hyatt wheeling and dealing along the far boards. Tries to get it back to the point, goes off a foot. Slovaks can't chip it out. Heard me say this yesterday in the game last night, right? These little mistakes, they just compound over the course of the game. And when you look back, you go back to the hotel and you look at the digital media file, you just start to see how the game can get away from you with all these little things compounding, as we're gonna get a flooring call here, so that's gonna come all the way back to the Slovak zone. You know, player had time and just made an errant pass. I'm sure the Slovak coaching staff will be getting out the whiteboards here in the first intermission. Just trying to point out to their team that you just can't make mistakes like this against good teams like Canada, right? You heard me say this, especially last week in Hradec Kralove. Good teams don't need any help when it comes to winning. Slovakia knows they have a good team themselves. They're going up against the powerhouse in Canada here, right? Just don't give them any help. It's as simple as that. Slovaks poke check it away in the neutral zone, rifle it in. Brokenshire with it. Up to Gill, centering attempt. Canada potentially with numbers here. In all alone. Unable to get the shot off. Cassie Drover. Had the right idea, just couldn't, pardon me. Apologies again, folks. Just couldn't put it on net. She went to go back to her backhand. But it's another area Slovakia needs to clean up. I believe that's the fourth odd woman rush we've seen here. .451 remaining, Canada up 2-0. And according to stats.isbhf.com, Haley Ryan's goal was assisted by Lang. Apologies if I'm mispronouncing that last name, as there is an E on the end. Natasha Lang, could be Lange. So my apologies for that. So we get our first television timeout here, so just gonna rest the vocal cords while I can. We're back, ready for the draw. Butler wins it back to the point. Shot deflected. Butler trying to whack that one in, but it gone behind the net before she got a stick on it. Butler with it. Wrist shot, had traffic in front. High over the crossbar. All the way to the far boards. Picked up by Justine Tremblay. Battling down low is Bank. Bank. Slovakian player stumbles. Bank comes away with it. Outstanding work all alone. Butler score! Through the 5-hole. Hey, credit to Cassidy Bank. She made that play happen. What outstanding work. That's the type of play that you want to see as Slovakia is going to go ahead and make a goaltending change here. Well, it's the right thing to do. And listen, I don't want to take anything away from the last two goals. Those fans of Miss Ryan and Miss Butler. It's just, you gotta have that, right? You gotta, that's a save you expect World Championship level goaltenders to make. And again, I know I'm speaking to a Canadian audience here, family and friends of the two goal scorers, not taking anything away. They're in the right position, they put the shot on net, found the back of it, credit to them. As Canada gets another break here, center attempt, pad save. And just the last point I'm gonna make, it's the coach's expectation that the goaltenders they select for their national team in a world championship will make those saves. So goaltending change here, the right thing to do as we get back to the action. Chipped up, out. Taken on the play by Callert. We get a whistle here for flooring, and referee comes over to the Canadian bench to try and get the players back out there. Apologies for the silent, folks. I actually have a very nice setup here in the booth. I'm in a standalone booth by myself, and I have a button here that says cough on it. Thank God for that button, because I've been pressing it quite a bit. So if you hear silence, it's probably me taking a drink of water or coughing just to keep the vocal cords in shape. But as always, I say this every tournament, I will do my best to give you the play-by-play action you would expect as if this was a professional broadcast. And that ball is lobbed up into the Canadian zone here with 3:03 remaining. So for Canada, right, going into the first intermission, I'm not changing a thing. Everything we've done has worked. We're executing the game plan. I talked about the keys to victory, controlling the pace of play, maintaining the ball in the Slovak zone. They've done exactly that. For Slovakia, you made the goaltending change. Hopefully it gives your team a spark. But getting out the whiteboards, you just got to make some corrections here. There's no two ways about it. You can't keep trying the same thing you've been doing here, because Canada right now just looks like the better team, and they are the team that has the answers. So I would expect Slovakia to have some sort of different strategy coming out of the first intermission. Is Canada now back down deep in the Slovak zone, working it as Hyatt, rattles it around. Players hemmed in, referees there, not giving a whistle, yelling at him to move it. Slovakia comes away with it. Chipped in deep to the Canadian zone. But that's going to be a flooring. She did not gain the red line. And again, little things like that, right? Little mental mistakes just start to compound over the course of a game. And now you got to put tired legs back out on the floor. .217 remaining. Face off, taken back by Canada, down low. Back to the point. Over to Wappling. Wappling still working it at the point. Was trying to get it to the captain Gill, but just passed her stick. Centering attempt over to Gill, shot, score! Canada goes up 4-0. Bang, bang play. The captain, Molly Gill, her first goal of the game. Canada making this one look easy. Perfect pass, perfect redirect up into the top shelf. You know, that's not one that you could put on the netminder, Sofia Kubianova. That's just two outstanding hockey players making an outstanding play. But for Slovakia, the hill that they had to climb just turned into a mountain. It's really hard to come back down 4 goals against any team, let alone a powerhouse like Canada that's playing extremely well. credit to Canada. I mean, they have quieted this Slovakian crowd. Centering attempt, redirected towards the near boards. Slovakia now trying to make a centering attempt, redirected. Oh, what a stop of Lapusanova on the centering attempt, walking it around, another stop. Taylor Cohen, 2 big ones in a row. That shot gets deflected in the near corner. Let me tell you, as a netminder myself, that's tough when you haven't faced action in a while. And then you got to make 2 big stops on quality scoring chances. That's hard. So credit to her for having her head in the game, keeping herself loose. Because the last thing you want to do in the last minute of play here, as you can see on the replay, the redirect from Lapusanova, is give Slovakia any sort of momentum, anything to build off of. Up towards the far boards, sent back in, under 30 seconds remaining. Canada intercepts. Taken by assistant captain Haley Ryan, one of the goal scorers. As that one's going to be a flooring call to come back. So just to recap the scoring here before we head into the first intermission with 11.4 seconds left. Brooklyn Kitchen, assisted by Gill and Rasmussen. Haley Ryan, assisted by Lang. Julia Butler, assisted by Bank. And then the last goal, Molly Gill, assisted by Drover and Wappling. Just goes to show you the type of talent that Canada has on this roster, right? As Canadian players, carbon fiber stick, just snapped in half. That was Lang. She went to go get a new one. That'll do it. Okay, 10-minute break between periods. We'll see you back here for start of the second period. Canada dominating the Slovakians 4-0.
Máme tady první zápas druhého dne na mistrovství světa žen do 20 let. Tady v Popradu u mikrofonu, tady mám střelkyni prvního gólu Brooklyn Kitchen. So here in the first game of the second day of the U20 Women's World Junior Championship, I have a goal scorer of the first goal, number 14, Brooklyn Kitchen. So Brooklyn, what a first period. Is it safe to say that you found a recipe for Slovakia?
Oh, I hope so. I think our team just worked really hard. We used each other and we just worked as a team. So I think that's what really got us a 4-0 lead in the first period.
What needs to be done in order to extend the lead or not to get the opposition back into the game?
I think we just need to keep working the way we are and do what we have to do and do everything that we've been taught by our coaches and just keep working together and working hard.
Thank you, Brooklyn. Brooklyn říkala na první otázku, jestli našli ten vítězný recept, ten správný recept na slovenský výběr. Říkala, že určitě bojovnost byl to hlavní zbraní a týmovost, že holky hrály jedna za druhou. A na druhou otázku, co je potřeba udělat pro to, aby zvýšili to svý vedení nebo nepustili slovenský výběr do hry, bylo vlastně to, aby poslouchali příkazy trenérů, to, co jim celou dobu říkají a pokračovali v tom, co dělali v první třetině.
Maximálně jak se s nimi
back, start of the second period here. Canada in cruise control, up 4-0 against the hometown Slovaks. As the referee is not going to blow this one dead. Slovakia now digs it loose. Back to the point, long shot goes wide. Ball looks like it's tied up on the side of the net. Now we get a whistle. So we'll see what adjustments Slovakia makes here in the second period. Obviously, nothing was working in terms of neutral zone efforts to get the ball in deep on the Canadians and generate some sustained zone attack time. Only 2 real quality scoring chances by my count in that first period. Ball is sent back towards center. Good keep. Good. Canada intercepts up, rolled off the stick of Drover. Long shot, wide. Back behind the Canadian net. Canada with it. Drover. So Drover gets her own mistake back and then rifles it in deep, as it looked like the ball initially just, she kind of flubbed it. She tried to make that initial effort, getting the ball deep in the Slovak zone. So good recovery. Picked up by Kitchen. Centering attempt. That was Drover, shot it wide. Now Bank has it. Bank. Up along the boards. Back to the point. Over to Butler. Butler wheeling and dealing down low, trying to get a give and go. She's all alone. Butler, well, what a stop! But Canada gets the rebound and Bank puts it in to make it 5-0 Canada. Nothing going right for Slovakia here. They just don't have any answers. Just don't have answers. Again, started with Bank, gave it back to Butler. Butler, you can see on the replay, all alone, the initial save, and then Bank right there. Boy, what a smart hockey player she is, I'll tell you. Really, really impressed with her game. Knew exactly where to go, got inside position on the defender, and taps it into the open net. And she got a big jumping hug from Justine Tremblay. Those are the types of things, right, folks, that give you world championships, to put you in the nut around. As we get a whistle here, we're going to get a penalty. Interference. And it looks like it's going to be on Slovakia. Well, they're not happy about this. Just getting back to the play of Bank. And my point about going home with hardware, right? A lot of times, plays get overlooked. That ultimately are the plays that drive you towards success into the medal rounds. And the last 2 goals, right? The way Bank worked the ball along the boards, gave it over to Butler, and then went to the net and crashed it herself, you know? Players that maybe don't have as high a hockey IQ as Bank might not have had the awareness to actually go to the net and be on the right side of the defender should the rebound show up, so you can bang it into the empty net. Some players might have just stayed along the boards, right? But it's those little things, little decisions, having a great hockey IQ. That's why she's on a world championship roster. And credit to Butler too, right? Didn't panic at all when she got the ball, knew she had time and space, made a great move, put it low pad, generated the rebound with that shot. That's why Canada is just, every year they're just so tough, so tough. Well, my apologies, the penalty is on Canada. I saw the Slovak bench actually doing the arguing there. So I'm going to go ahead and check stats.isbhf.com. Is breakdown all out in front. Slovakia gets one. Not sure what happened with the Canadian defender there. The Slovakian player was all alone in front of Cohen. Have to take a look at the replay and just see how that developed. And credit to Slovakia firing it in from the point there. Number 14, Klara Makova. Yeah, I mean, you know, I understand Canada's shorthanded. You just generally don't see players standing all alone in front of your goaltender like that. Not sure what happened, but what's done is done. Slovakia now on the board. And listen, let's be honest, right? They still have a mountain to climb. You're down 4 goals against Canada. This is no easy task, and I'm sure nobody needs to tell Slovakia that as a player gets tripped up. Center attempt. Oh, nice move. Shot. Ooh, that just sing wide off the stick of Brianna Finke. Good soft hands there from Brianna Finke. Let go an absolute laser beam. Looked like it didn't miss by much. So Slovakia with the power play goal. Cuts the lead to 4. Klara Makova assisted by Lapusanova, so she gets another point. And that penalty was on Justine Tremblay. Again, my apologies, folks. Saw the reaction from the Slovakia bench, and I was looking down at the Slovakian coaches. Slovakia trying to get it deep into the Canadian zone. Along the boards. Lapusanova tries to chip it to herself a little too hard. Butler with it. Butler, nice move. Oh, ball goes off of Canadian teammate's foot. Slovakia almost intercepts. Good keep at the point, but the ball's out. Slovakia will need to regain the zone. Up to Lapusanova. Tried to make a move between the legs of Sydney Rasmussen, but Rasmussen not having any of it. Battle along the near boards. Rasmussen there. Also there is Tremblay. Rasmussen with it, centering attempt, kept back in. Back behind the net goes Mira Smith. Over to Rasmussen. Rasmussen looking for an outlet here, but Slovakia doing a good job clogging the passing lanes. Now she gets it up to Butler. Butler chips it in, gives chase. Turning on the Jets. Butler wins the foot race, comes away with it. Tried to chip it down low to Bank, but Slovakia player just got a piece of it. Oh, good intercept there. Nice read on the play by Fleet. Back to the point. Long wrist shot deflected. Down into the butterfly turnaround shot. Whistled high over the crossbar. Good look at the net for Haley Ryan. Centering attempt goes off a foot from the stick of Natasha Lang. Lang now battling along the far boards. Fakes the turn towards the net, goes back to the boards. Centering attempt down low, pad save, rebound, pad save again. Both of those off the stick of Lang. Canada now centering attempt, trying to get it to Lang for a one-timer. Poke checked away and out of the zone. Miner picks it up. Cross floor pass. That's going to be a flooring. So the faceoff will go down deep into the Canadian zone. The halfway point here in the second period. End of the game. Canada in control of this one, 5-1. Slovakia with that lone power play goal. Canada rifles it around the boards. That was off the stick of Minor, and then all the way up. Kai Hyatt. Hyatt sends it in down deep. Canada comes away with it from behind the net. Good read on the play by Paulo. Pardon me, Padullo. Centering attempt, redirected into the corner by Hyatt. Hyatt hemmed in by Makova. Hyatt comes away with it. Bodied off the play. Ball is sent out of the zone and no flooring. The referee says it was deflected by number 7, Aurora Kahlert. Slovaks trying to gain possession here. They do. They come away with it. Koporova with it. Now back behind the net. Sent up towards the point. Perfect read on the play by Kahlert. Just drops it down low to Butler. Back to Kahlert. Good look at the net there. Shot high over the crossbar. Kitchen picks it up, one of Canada's goal scorers. Centering attempt. Kicked on net inadvertently. Steered to the corner. Centering attempt. That one goes off the foot of Kitchen. She was trying to redirect it off her foot onto her stick. Centering attempt intercepted. Slovaks now with some tired legs. That one goes off the glass. And that rolls out of the zone. This is the long change period. They got to get it deep now. A couple players heading to the bench. They're going to get caught here now. Canada with a 4-on-2. Dropped. Players got to lay to the net. Over to Kitchen. Centering attempt. Ball was sticked up, I believe, by the Slovakian netminder. Well, it's a good read on the play by, by Kitchen. Bank now with it. Taken by Lapusanova. She gains the zone. Has it batted away. Picked up by Wappling. Wappling trying to crash the net. Does save. Rebound, score! The second effort. Oh, what a play. Madeline Wappling comes in, screaming like a banshee down the right wing. Gets the initial shot off. Gets her own rebound while falling down. Bangs it in far side. Canada just pouring it on Slovakia now 6-1. Take a look at the replay here. Nice jets, gets her a rebound and while falling down. You know, hey, you just can't coach those things, right, boys and girls? You just can't coach it. What an outstanding hockey play. And that's why she's here in Poprad, Slovakia at Poprad Ice Arena. World Championship level play right there. Some of these players make it look easy, but believe me, when you're down here at floor level, as Canada walks in, all-out shot, save! That was off the stick of Natasha Lang. Just when you're down here at floor level and see how fast this game is, it is not easy at all to do things like that. So good job to Miss Madeline Wappling. That ball is sent the length of the floor. It'll be a flooring call. Just getting back to my point about the speed of the game, and it really is amazing to me when I come to these World Championships just to see the talent level, but most impressive is the speed with which everyone plays. The game is so fast. Things happen so quickly. I said it last week and at other tournaments. It's just, watching this on a live stream or on television just does not do it justice. These players are so talented. That one is sent the length of the floor, so it's going to come all the way back down deep and into the... Nope, referee waved it off the last second. Not sure why, but... Nonetheless, Canada now behind the net. Well, Slovakia can't sit there in a 2-3. That's just not going to work. You're down 6-1, right? Sitting back in a 2-3 is not going to force Canada to try and advance the ball out from behind the net. You got to put pressure on them. Centering attempt misplayed. Canada now with the possession, dumps it in. Hyatt giving chase. Bodied off the play. Good clean body work by Klara Makova. Centering attempt. Slovaks come away with it. Another errant pass. It's just been the story of the game for Slovakia. These little things, right? If she could have led the player with that pass, right, the ball would be in the Canadian zone, and now it's stuck down deep in the Slovak zone. Long shot, wrist shot. Steer it aside. Along the far boards, poke back in deep. Gill gives chase for Canada. Gill flips it back up. Over to Drover, back to the point, long shot. Screams over the crossbar off the back glass. Hardy comes away with it. Hardy centering attempt, ball's loose. Batted away with the hand by the Slovak defender. She was down on her knees. Picked up by Kitchen. Kitchen trying to shake and bake. Has it just roll off of her stick. Kitchen able to keep it in. Just back checking, right? Little things like that. Now Kitchen almost gets that one fed to her on a silver platter, but just a little too fast off the stick of Molly Gill. But hey, credit to Kitchen, right? Back checking. And now she ends up, because of that back check, giving Canada a chance to keep the ball in the Slovak zone. And you know they got tired legs. They're all walking out there. Minute 30 remaining in the second period. Butler with it. Butler tripped up, and Slovakia is going to be shorthanded now. So that started with Kitchen, right? For you young players at home that are watching these amazing ladies and you want to know what it takes to get onto a World Championship roster, right? Back check. Every coach in the world will tell you they love players that back check. And that's a perfect example why. Canada now on the power play, because it all started with Kitchen working her tail off and sending that ball back down deep into the Slovak zone. For Slovakia, my first John Madden of the day, stating the obvious here, you just can't let Canada put one more in. If you have any hope of climbing back into this game. Long shot, deflected wide. Over to Ryan. Back to the point, long wrist shot, butterfly save. Slovakia able to prevent the rebound effort. That long wrist shot was off the stick of Kaler. Poke checked away, shot! Ended up going wide to the far corner. Long shot from Kaler. Missed the net. It was off the back glass. Slovakia desperate for a clear here. Slovakian player loses her stick. Back to the point. Over to Kaler. Down low. Shot just wide by Ryan. Far boards. Brokenshire with it. Brokenshire has it poke checked away. Over to Kaler. Kaler, long shot from the point, deflected, wrist shot, deflected, up into the mesh netting. So the faceoff will stay down low. That last shot was off the stick of Brokenshire with 16.2 seconds left. Canada working it around at the point. Blocked by Slovakia. Off the stick of Mira Smith, number 20, quarterback in the power play. Oh, sent down low. Shot, top shelf score. 7-1 Canada. Slovakia with just no answers, none. Brooklyn Kitchen with their second of the game here. Just rifled that one right over the shoulder. Should be able to get a good look at this on the replay here. That just right over the shoulder, right? What else can you say about it? You'll see it from this angle. I mean, that's as perfect a wrist shot as you could possibly make from that angle. Just, it's a goaltender myself. She didn't, the Slovakia netminder didn't do anything wrong. Can't fault Kubaniova on that. All right, folks, 7-1 Canada. They are on cruise control right now. We will see you back here for start of the third period. Back in 10 minutes.
Kláro, včera výborný zápas s Američankami a dneska zatím naopak zmar proti Kanadě. Jaký vidíš největší rozdíl mezi těmito oběma soupeřkami?
No tak asi to, že Američanky nás vôbec nenapadali a pre nás obrankyne to bolo veľmi ľahké rozohrať a dostať sa do ich pasma, ale tu nás väčšinou napadajú že dve, takže je to ťažšie pre nás a nevieme sa tak ľahko dostať do ich pasma.
V utkání prohráváte už 6gólovým rozdílem. Jak zabránit dalšímu inkasování a naopak ještě výsledek trošku korigovat?
No tak musíme viac pomáhať našej brankárke a hlavne nemôžeme ich nechať dorážať, lebo z toho sme dostali pár golov a nemôžeme prehrávať samotné, tie súboje samotno.
Díky, Kláro. So Clara said for the first question, what is the main difference between USA that Slovak team beat yesterday and a Canadian team? She said that there's a lot of pressure to them in offensive, that the USA team didn't put them under much pressure. So that is a main difference between these two teams. And for the second question, how to avoid conceding more goals and fight a bit back. She said that they have to avoid the chaos in front of the net because there was a lot of goals scored from there.
Welcome back, third period. Slovakia netminder just getting a glove on that one. So just to recap, this has been all Canada from the get-go. Slovakia has had no answers. Canada has proven to be the better team in just about every aspect of the game here. So unless the Slovakian coaching staff has some magic powder on their chalkboards, don't expect Canada to come away with the 3 points here, as that shot goes off the crossbar, off the stick of Lang. Dump back in down low, behind Kubaniova. Picked up by Canada, back into the zone, trying to wheel and deal. That was Caitlin Steeves, but sent it off the Slovakian player's foot. Centering attempt goes towards the far boards. Canada with the possession at the point. So line change on defense behind the scenes. She was waiting for a partner to come in, but ended up shooting it down low towards the net where it got redirected. Kai Hyatt sent it back in down low, picked up by the Slovaks. And that one, referee blew it dead, said it went up off of a Slovakian player. See where the face-off is. Looks like it's going to be on the Slovak side of the neutral zone. Be sure to head over to stats.isbhf.com for all your live scoring needs. You can also get it on our brand new ISBHF app. And since you're watching us on YouTube, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. The more subscribers we have, the better for us to get potential partners to help us generate revenue for advertising purposes, which will help us put on better tournaments and give you, the fans at home, a better experience. As our #1 priority here at the ISBHF, grow the game. Dumped in, cleared to the boards by Slovakia. Batted down. Good keep along the boards by Kitchen. She's got 2 on the day. Back to Kitchen, shot, blocked. Slovaks corral it, but intercepted. Canada now, while they're getting a line change behind the scenes here. It's a good read on the play by Tremblay, but she had nowhere to go with it, as we're going to get a penalty here. Slovakia about to be shorthanded, back behind the net to Butler. Butler flips it up in front and then sent towards the boards. Let's see what number the penalty is on. Looks like number 6. Sofia Hambulkova. She's going to head into the box. The referee gives the scorekeeper the signal. 2 minutes of holding. 12:14 remaining. Canada in control. Well, Slovakian hometown crowd certainly disappointed. They've been quiet for most of this game as Canada has just put the boots to the Slovakian women's team. Came out from the first ball drop, just controlled the pace of play, the tempo, and have been the better team in every aspect of this ball hockey game. Down low, shot, score! Make it 8-1. Canada celebrates. Molly Gill, power play goal. See there on the replay, another top shelf shot. Nothing the netminder can do. She played it perfectly, right? You just got beat by a world-class shooter. That's why Molly Gill's on the team. Can't fault Kubani over for that. Canada looking like an absolute juggernaut. Center attempt all alone. It was Kai Hyatt. Just roofed it over the crossbar. So they've just announced the goal, which means they've posted it on the website and on the app. So it's Molly Gill assisted by Kaylor. That is Molly Gill's second of the game. Kaylor, her first assist. Slovaks keep it in at the point. Pusanova tripped up. No call on the play. Canada banks it off the boards. Sent in down deep. They're going to get wholesale line changes. Battle along the far boards. Slovakia comes away with it. Good block. That was Kitchen walking it in, trying to get a wrist shot off. Gill has it roll off her stick. Chipped out. Yana Pavlikova unable to come up with it. The ball gets batted up out of play. We'll get a whistle. 9:42 remaining. Face-off taken back by Canada. Kaylor with it. Chip back up towards the Canadian zone, but intercepted by Butler. Kaylor's there as well. Kaylor comes away with it. Canada looking to gain the zone. He has a poke checked away, now rifled all the way down deep to the Canadian zone. Canada wins the foot race. Good hustle by Mira Smith. Canada gains the Slovak zone. Good work by Tremblay. Ball bounces towards the near boards, just by the Slovak bench, over to Butler. Butler with it. Wrist shot wide. Bank giving chase. Canada able to keep this in the Slovak zone. Good clean hockey there along the far boards. Fleet has a poke checked off her stick. Centering attempt by Slovakians. That'll be too far as the referee goes over to get the players that were back out on the floor. So we have a flooring call. 8:22 remaining. Okay, referee's done with the discussion. Member of the Slovak coaching team. Okay, well, I'm confused now. Now we're getting a penalty against Slovakia here. Player obviously unhappy. I'll try to hear what they call the penalty for. I apologize, folks. I never saw a signal. She just pointed to the box and a player walked in there. Maybe a bench minor, front sportsmanlike, as Canada gets a long wrist shot. Slovak player comes in and takes exception with the whack by Lang. Now frustration's just boiling over. The netminder trying to come over and separate them. That's hockey. I get it, right? Anybody that's played the game, we've all been there. Referee talking to the Canadian players. Still no announcement. Well, I guess they're not going to announce the penalty. I don't know. I'm looking down to the scorekeeper's box. We'll just say it was a bench minor for unsportsmanlike. Well, here we go. Shot, butterfly save. So they announced it, but I couldn't hear it up here in the booth. Just too much reverberation. All the more reason you need to click that subscribe button, right? Because if I was here and I had a spotter, like professional broadcasts do, I'm sure they'd be able to tell me exactly what was going on, and I could relay that information to you. So please, go ahead and click that subscribe button, right? Don't make your play-by-play announcer beg for you. As the Pusanova wheels and deals, makes it back towards the Slovak zone. 7:20 remaining. Flips it up to herself off the... And we're going to get a penalty here. Well, that's going to be on Brokenshire against the Pusanova. No argument, she knows she committed the infraction. You can see here on the replay. Well, it's 8-1, so I'm sure Canada's not sweating this. First shot steered away. Canada now with a potential odd woman rush, gained in the Slovak zone. So the penalty was 2 minutes for body checking. That one I heard. Up towards the red line. Slovaks softly chip it into the Canadian zone. Taking it is Brianna Fink. So Slovakia now on the woman advantage for 1 minute. Chipped into the zone, but Slovakia is certainly not acting like they're on a power play right now. Just maybe they want to try and get out of this one healthy. Making absolutely no effort to forecheck Canada there. Pusanova with it. Gains the red, trying to gain the blue. They do, so they're on sides. Back to Pusanova. Sends it down to Mandelikova. Cross floor, shot high over the crossbar. Mandelikova picks it up. 10 seconds remaining on the woman advantage. Cross floor. One-timer shot. Mandalikova unable to get good graphite on that. Centering attempt over to Lapusanova. Canada's back at even strength. Saucer pass, intercepted by Canada. Canadian player checks the clock. High outlet pass. It's going to be a flooring call. All right, well, it looks like Slovakia is basically just going to try and get out of this one healthy. It's 8-1. I still have a lot of hockey left to call. I'm going to go ahead and cut out early here, give the voice a break, go ahead and rehydrate. Appreciate you joining us. Obviously, the stream will continue, but I will be back for the next game, which will be the men's game in the U20 division. Same teams, Canada and Slovakia. So appreciate you joining us. Congrats to Canada on the victory here. See you back here for the men's game.
Do konca takiej tretiny zostawały 2 minuty. Time 43 minutes, Team Canada, player number 8, handling moving, 2 minutes penalty for tripping. Čas 43:22, Team Canada, hráčka číslo 8, handling moving, 2 minuty za podrazenie. The score of the third period of the World Junior Ball Hockey Champions between Teams Canada and Slovakia is Team Canada 8, Team Slovakia 1. Skončila sa 23. stretnutie majstrovstve sveta juniorov medzi týmami Kanada a Slovensko za stavu 8-1. We will now announce the best player of the game. The awards will be presented by Miroslav Dragun, president of Slovakia Ball Hockey Union. Prejdeme k vyhláseniu najlepších hráčov stretnutia. Ceny odovzdá Miroslav Dragun, prezident Slovenskej hokejovalovej únie. The best player of Team Slovakia is player number 6, Sofia Habalková. The best player of Team Canada is player number 40, Brooklyn Kitchen. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Canada. Dámy a páni, prosím, postavte sa, zaznie štátna hymna Kanady.
Po zápase, po vysoké prohře slovenského výběru 8-1 nad tím kanadským, tady máme na rozhovor dvě hráčky. Jedním z nich je Molly Jill, která vstřelila v tomto utkání 2 góly a na jeden nahrávala. A pak tu máme Sofii Hambalkovou, hráčku utkání. So following a big victory for Canada team, I have number 10 Molly Jill here, goal score of 2 goals and 1 assist, and a player of the game Sofia Hambalková. So Molly, 2 wins out of 2 so far in this tournament. Is it a confirmation of your statement of going for gold?
Yeah, that's definitely what we came here to do, and we're sticking to how we want to play. We've played exactly how we want to, relentless and a really hard forecheck and just trying to be on top of our teammates and the teams we're playing against. So I think we're doing really well so far.
How do you avoid complacency in a game when you lead by a large margin?
I think we try to stay, like I said, to the plan we came in with. We don't want to slip away from anything and get in any bad habits. We want to stick to good habits and relentlessness and keep our pressure on so we're ready for the next games.
Thank you, Molly. Molly nám odpovídala na první otázku, jestli ta předešlá výhra, ta včerejší výhra a ta dnešní výhra, jestli je to nějaké potvrzení těch zlatých ambicí. Ona odpověděla, že ano, že i tento zápas hodně napovídá, i ten předešlej. A na druhou otázku, jak se vyvarovávají nějakému uspokojení, když vedou o takové množství gólů. Vlastně říkala, že se snaží držet plánu a připravovat se na ty nadcházející zápasy. Já se přesunu k Sofii Hambalkové, hráčce utkání tohoto zápasu ze slovenské strany. Tak Sofie, po včerejší vítězství nad Američankami dneska prohra s Kanadou, lze i tak najít z dnešního zápasu nějaká pozitiva?
Tak určite áno, vlastne namotivuje nás to, viac nás to posunie do toho ďalšieho zápasu, budeme viac namotivovanejší, aby sme ďalší zápas vyhrali proti Britkám. Dúfam, že nás to, určite nás to nepoloží, všetky baby budú viac namotivované, budeme tak nasratejší, ak sa dá povedať. A určite nám to, vadí nám to, ale posunie nás to.
Jak jsi zmiňovala, dneska vás ještě od 3/4 čeká zápas proti Velké Británii. Je toto ideální cesta, jak se dostat zpátky na tu vítěznou vlnu a na tenhle zápas zapomenout?
Určite áno. Zápas proti Británii nám vlastne ukáže, že ideme naspäť a my sme tie, ktoré určujú hru.
Díky, Sofie. So, Sofia said for the first question if there is any positives to take, even though they lost by a large margin. She said yes, that it definitely is a bit of fall on the ground, that they want to get back to the winning ways as possible. And in the second question, she confirmed that a game against Great Britain that they play in quarter to 4, that it's ideal way to get back on the winning way.